Paul George is an embarrassment to the sport of basketball. And I genuinely mean that. I mean that some of the stuff that he has done and said this year is a flat out embarrassment to the sport of basketball. And there is no way in hell that you can tell me otherwise. Like, I don't think this guy cares that much about basketball. I think he is so damn washed, and he is the worst. He might end up having, like, remember the way we talked about like the Gilbert Arenas contract or the Josh Smith contract or the Luol Deng contract? I'm sorry, like, they were paying Luol Deng what, $16 million a year, and they were going like, they were complaining about that, man. Paul George is at this stage, I don't even know what he's doing. Like, look, Paul George had a really good second half last night. Awful first half, really good second half. But it was against a Zion. It was against a half a Pelicans team with no Zion. And I saw this. And the fact is that Paul George has had such a ridiculous season that people thought this was real. Like, I had to double check to check if this was real. Is podcasting harder than hooping? The only reason I kind of knew it wasn't real is because this is the infamous face of Paul George in the Let's Podcast about the breakdown of our team. Like, he's being paid $212 million. Like, in fairness, he had a really good second half yesterday. He did. He had a really good second half yesterday. So, I'm not going to really complain too much about him in the second half. But, like, the fact that this wasn't a centel, but everybody is convinced this is real. And then Prize Picks as an active player is a joke. An absolute embarrassment. But if you guys think that that's bad, like it's bad that people believe that, and you're like, oh, you're gullible for believing that. When a guy says something like this, come on, they're capable of anything. They're capable of anything.
That position.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I'm used to scrapping and running around and chasing and fighting through screens, and to be honest, I'm bored. Playing and on a 5, just don't do enough for me. But I think being mindful of my ability to clog the middle and kind of help and cut off passing lanes and driving lanes and kind of battle with the bigs. Is what Nick sees in that style. But again, I enjoy chasing the little guys and matching up against wing defender or wing offensive player.
Like, come on, you just got beaten. You've just been beaten. Your team stinks. You have the worst contract, and you're talking about how oh, I don't really want to guard bigs. I just kind of get bored doing that. I just get bored doing that. And the one thing is, I'll give Paul George a little bit of credit. He was spectacular in the second half yesterday. But I'm sorry, like, Paul George saying this, he's bored playing centers. Send him to the Heat for Jimmy. And the fans are bored. You're averaging 16 points per game. He's getting closer to 50 million, not 40 million. If you're getting paid a 4-year max, you should be comfortable playing anywhere your coach wants you to. Came to play with Embiid, not his position. Man, he's barely playing basketball. He's averaging 16 points per game. But, like, I'm sorry. The team starts Yabusele at center. Their backup center, Adam Bonner, is a second-round pick who planned to play 13 minutes at center. I'm sorry. Like, Drummond's out and Embiid's out. You gotta be backup center. Yabusele's a small forward. He's playing center for you guys. Like, it's gonna have to happen, unfortunately. And you're guarding Yves Missi. Or Daniel Tice. Come on, you can guard those guys. You can guard them, but no, like you're not even doing the greatest job when he's guarding wings either. Hey, Paul George has sucked this year. He sucked. Like, the guy is talking about how bored he is for stuff, and he's shooting 40% from the field. Like, look at his percentages on the year. The guy is literally shooting 41% from the field. 41%. And, like, the only times last time he shot worse than that was when he played 6 games a season. It is literally the worst field goal percentage he has shot in a full season in his entire career. In his entire career. He's down from 22 points per game last year to 16 points per game. At least when he was, like, close to those percentages was in the Clippers, where he only played 31 games in 21-22. Like, you're looking at a guy right here who is delusional, who I'll question how much he cares about basketball, who has said so many ridiculous things this year that people will believe. Absolute nonsense. Not wanting to do to help the team win. He doesn't care about winning. He just wanted that money. He wanted that $50 million. They're giving him a player option at 37 years old. I'm sorry. People like Paul George are the reason why in the next CBA it is very likely that max contracts in the NBA will last 2 years with a player option or 2 years with a team option. It'll be 2 plus an option. I reckon there is a near, I'd say 80% chance that stuff like that's going to happen because of contracts like PG's. I think the overall point is an unacceptable way of putting it. Completely fair. Center and Paul George never be in the same discussion. J-Dub plays center for OKC. Russ played center for Houston 5 years ago. Like, that's the reality of the situation. It's like Nick Nurse playing Paul George the 5. Because they don't have anyone. They're both their centers are injured. And their third choice center, their third string center was a second round pick. Like, obviously PG's having to play some center. Because Yabusele starts at the 5. Yabusele's the 3. PG's the 3, I get it. But, like, you're at least 6'8", 6'9". And it's not like you're guarding these giants. You're guarding Yves Missi and 6'8" Daniel Theis. Like, it's not the end of the world. Teams go small now. It's not like he's being asked to guard a giant. Genuinely not like he's being asked to guard a giant. Either way, it's just, looking at PG, I just see it all and I'm like, he is genuinely just delusional and so bad. So bad for the sport of basketball. This man is getting paid $50 million. He is getting paid $50 million to claim he is bored. You are bored. Okay, if you're bored playing center, play so well outside of center that your coach doesn't think of putting you at center. But, like, he's not even playing center and offense, he's just guarding some bigs because his team's tiny. Like, if you're so bored, I don't even know what to do. I genuinely don't even know. But, like, imagine coming out and saying, making $40 million a year and saying, I'm bored guarding centers. I want to go guard little guards. So who do you want? Do you want Tyrese Maxey guarding the other team center? Is that what you want? Okay, yeah, we'll just go small. We'll just go bigger. We'll just put in other bigger players. I'm freaking Adam Bonner playing. But, yeah, it is. It's a mad ill situation. Either way, though, PG, an absolute embarrassment right now to the sport of basketball. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. That is the last video for today. This is getting grim.